Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cruz Avi here, and in today's video we're going over the dribbling 101. So starting out with the basic concepts and the dribbling techniques, and then later on getting into the more advanced stuff on how to not lose the ball and how to not be predictable when dribbling and actually outmove and get away from defenders. So I recommend watching this whole thing through if you want to get the best understanding of how to dribble in FIFA, but the timestamps will also be in the description down below. So let's get started. First up, let's talk about ball contacts, because these are really important and you need to understand this concept if you want to become good at dribbling, because ball contacts determine the timings when you can take action. For example, changing direction in your dribbling, playing a pass, shooting, everything else as well. All the inputs you make, you need to have a ball contact to actually pull them off. And then the more tempo you dribble with, the less ball contacts you're going to have, because your player pushes the ball out further, especially when sprinting, and therefore it takes longer for him to get to the ball again for another contact. And so you need to develop a feeling for when to go for pace and less contacts, and when to go for control and a lot of ball contacts. And the rule of thumb here is go for control when there are defenders around and you don't have much space. And so you can't really allow yourself to push the ball out far, because then a defender would get to it first. Or another spot where it's useful to have lots of contacts is when you want to play a pass with good timing, because the more contacts you're going to have, the more opportunities to hit the perfect timing. On the other hand, go for pace when you're trying to break into open space and you want to get away from a defender. But be careful not to overdo it. Always remember that the defender can come sprinting at you as well, and he will be there very quickly. So slow down earlier rather than later, so you make sure that you don't overdo it and won't be able to react in time, because that can lead to very crucial losses of ball possession. Before talking about the different dribbling techniques, I want to tell you guys that if you're looking to improve at FIFA 22, then you need to check out the brand new The Guide Plus app. Here you can find videos, structured courses and quizzes on the topics you struggle with most. Download the app for free and join the next level learning experience. If you then enjoy the content, we're currently running early bird offers for our premium membership, which will allow you full access to all lessons and courses, joining our exclusive Discord server, as well as taking part in monthly group coaching sessions and much more. Save 33% or even more on your package, and on top earn an exclusive The Guide Plus Founder Badge by joining now during the early bird phase. Download the app for free today and check it out for yourself. Let's talk about the different dribbling techniques next. First up, we have the left stick dribbling, which is your normal go-to that scales with dribbling stats. I mean, so do the other techniques as well, to be honest. But anyways, left stick dribbling allows you good control, lots of contacts, while still being able to cover some ground and punish mistakes from the opponent. So this is pretty good if you're trying to outmove the opponent and then want to get away and punish inside the box, for example. Precision dribbling, which you can do with L2 plus R2 on PlayStation or LT plus RT on Xbox, allows you close control over the ball and you have lots of ball contacts, and it makes it really hard for the opponent to win the ball. So this technique is good in the midfield to be very safe, and you can also use it for short periods of control inside the box. However, you will move very slowly and therefore you won't really be able to get away from defenders. And so when you see an opportunity, you should let go of the L2R2 and dribble normally or even sprint. Dribbling with L1 or LB doesn't really have that much use anymore, but there's still a nice sprint boost combo which you can get from it, where you do one or two L1 steps to the side, and then while letting go of L1 or LB, you start pressing the sprint button and then go forward at the same time, and that will allow you to have a sprint boost. And a lot of players get surprised by this little combo, because you're starting to accelerate out of nowhere, and especially on the wing you can get away quite nicely and go down the line. And then finally we have the agile dribbling, which is done with R1 on PlayStation or RB on Xbox, and this one allows you to move in a more face-up style and drag the ball to the side or backwards, and it can be used to outmove defenders on tight spaces when they're trying to reach for the ball with a tackle. You can pull the ball away and then go into the other direction. So it's a neat little dribbling technique. I don't use it too much honestly, but there are certainly some spots where it can be useful. Now that we've got the basics out of the way, let's talk about what it takes to actually become good at dribbling. And it has to do a lot with understanding where the defender comes from and how you can keep the ball away from him to eventually punish the opponent's positioning and then get away from the defender. So at all times, you should analyze where the defender is positioned and how he moves. You need to develop a feeling for the angle that you're going to be attacked from and then react quickly. Because if the ball is open for too long, then the defender will be able to move in and tackle for it. So to not let that happen, you want to move quickly in order to counter the angle that the defender is coming from. So if you see the opponent committing one way and you're dribbling pretty straight at him, then you can change direction diagonally to the side in order to punish. But you should note that if the opponent somehow doesn't fully commit and anticipates your change of direction well, the ball still will be pretty open, so he can tackle it away. On the other hand, which happens more often, especially in the midfield, if you get pressured from the side, you want to turn in a way that puts your player's body in between the defender and the ball. This is one of the most crucial things because a lot of players turn in with the ball being open. So the defender comes from one angle and then they just turn 90 degrees to the side, and if the opponent is good, he will anticipate that and have a very easy tackle. So what you do instead is you first turn away from the defender and then go around in a circle, which doesn't give the opponent a chance to reach for the ball. Of course, the angles vary from situation to situation, but once you understand this concept, you will always be able to find the open space that you can turn towards and keep the ball safe. And then to finally get away from that defender, you need to spot open pockets of space that you can turn into before the defender will be able to get there. So a lot of players commit their defender to one side in order to attack you from there. And once you shielded the ball for a brief moment, you can turn forward again to get ahead of the defender and accelerate using the sprint button if possible. This is always a little bit of a dance and there is some risk to it, but on the other hand, you have the upside of leaving one or two defenders behind and pushing your entire attack forward, creating space, so it definitely can be worth it. So I'm not trying to come in here with a hammer and, crush everything I just taught you in the last segment, but I will tell you that those basic concepts won't be enough and you will need a little bit more than that, because if anytime you get attacked from an angle, you just turn the other way, or anytime you see some open space, you just move straight into that, good players will catch on and start anticipating. And this way you will get pressured even if you did a good job of shielding the ball initially or turning into the open space. So you need to be more unpredictable. And the first thing you can do in order to achieve that is to break habits and typical dribbling patterns. For example, just sprinting straight instead of turning when you get pressured from the side, because a lot of players think, oh, he's starting to cross my path, I need to turn around. But instead, if you maybe slow down even for a little moment to fake that you're going to turn around, but then just sprint straight ahead, you can get away from the defender, especially on the wing. This is very useful. Or if you would typically continue dribbling towards the sideline to prepare a through ball on the wing with the outer foot, lots of players will move their fullback into that position to cut the passing lane and then pressure you. Instead, you can just cut inside and accelerate into that new open pocket of space. So this is just a specific example, but there are lots of situations where we typically tend to do the same dribbling patterns over and over again, and just figuring that out and breaking them intentionally can get you very, very far. Another crucial technique to include in your dribbling are fake turns and fake moves. These are brief changes of direction where you pretend to turn around but then go the other way again instead, so into your original running direction. This will catch a lot of players off guard in their anticipation, as well as make your regular turns more powerful because the defender never knows where you are going to go. So what you want to do here when dribbling, either you briefly push the left stick in the opposite direction or you start turning to the side to fake that you're going to turn around in a circle, but then instead of completing that turn, you quickly go back with the left stick into your original running direction and then try to leave the defender behind. Often you're going to have some space available, so you can start sprinting and continue your attack. So that's our dribbling 101. Hope it helps you guys out. And now I want to know, in today's question of the day, what your rank achievements in Division Rivals and in the Weekend League were in Season 1 in FUT. So let me know in the comments down below what your best Weekend League rank was and where you finished in Rivals. Very curious to see what level you guys are currently playing at, and obviously always trying to help you improve together. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like if you did, it helps us out a ton. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any further video of the guide. I'll better talk to you in the next one. See you then, much love, peace.